configuring the shadow copy for the task. Now, we're asked to configure the shadow copies for all files. Now, our volume label there, if you go to the drive, our volume label there is actually 2. So what we're going to do, we're going to type all files. Go to the property of your volume label, which is drive E, then type all files. All files, click apply and click OK. Now if you come back here, has it changed to all files? Has it changed to all files? Okay, we're asked to configure shadow copy for this drive. Now for some reason, because my volumes is extended, it's preventing me from activating the shadow copy. So what I can do, I can click on any of the drives here. Are you getting me? Right click and say configure shadow copy. But that does not mean I want to configure shadow copy for drive what? For drive C. Is that not correct? So when I'll scroll down now. I'll scroll down to drive E. Is that not correct? Do you see the word enable? So I'll click enable. Now, if you look at the message there, it says if you enable shadow copy, Windows will what? Use the default schedule and settings and create a shadow copy for what? All selected volumes now. Okay, so I'm going to click yes. And it's enabled. Is that not correct? Okay. Now, we'll go to settings. Go to the settings. Make sure drive E is selected. Go to settings. You see settings there. Now, on the schedule, we're asked to change the schedule to daily, right? Is that not correct? So click on schedule. You said? Is that what you guys have then?
Yes.
Just a minute. What is the schedule?
It's not hourly, it's supposed to be daily.
It says because the data in this branch office changes frequently, you are going to create a shadow copy once per hour. Is that not correct? Huh? Configure the settings to schedule hourly shadow copies for drive E. Okay, let me continue. Okay, now what is it? What's there by default? So we change it to what? We change it to what? Change it to daily. Starting time is what? 7 a.m. What is our time now? So change it to 12 noon. 12 a.m. sorry. You can type it there, 12 a.m. You can type 1, 2. Then you come and select PM and you say 12 a.m. Okay, then click on advance. Then it says we should start it every what? 1 hour. Is that not correct? Is that not correct? So repeat the task. We go to hourly and we said 1 hour. So we select 1 hour. Click OK. Time should be 11:59 a.m. Because since we need to start in 1 hour, we want to put the time until, because it's 12. It's going to start from 12 noon. Are we together? Huh? So click OK. Now, if you notice the day is every hour. For every hour from 12 noon, from 719 minutes every day, starting from today's date is 17th. Is that not correct? You can always change it as well. You can come and say, okay, no, I want to take number 2 at 12 p.m. every Monday, Tuesday, weekly. Okay, so we're doing it on a daily basis. Daily schedule, it's once per day. Is that not correct? Okay, click OK then. Now, if you notice there on the limits, it says use limits of 400 and what? Out of the entire drive. You can come here and say no limits, or you can come here and increase the limits. Are we together? So take note of that. So I'll click OK. So that's the volumes. I'm going to click OK. And shadow copy. It's set up. Is that not correct? Okay. Now the next task, let's go and create
Yes.
the next task is to create a file. Is that not correct? Is that not correct, guys? So can we go to Drive E, Data? You have development there, right? Go to development. Can we delete this? So right click, create a new file called reports. Reports. Have you done that? Okay. Open it, type reports, today's date. Today's date. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Just type it like that and say 2,000, 1,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. Okay. File and save settings. Okay. Now that's done already. Okay. Now let's go back to the drive. To this PC, we'll go back to the drive. Of course, if you go to the property, it doesn't give us the icon there. So what I would do, I'll come in here, right click on configure shadow copies. Of course, this is created. Now remember, we created the shadow copy at 9:17. Yes or no? That was the first shadow copy we created, right? Now what's the time now? 9:24, right? So I'm going to force shadow copy to create. You can always force it to create, even though you scheduled it already. So I'm going to click create now. That's the next task we're doing now. I'll click create now. And what's the time? 9:24. Is that not correct? So I'm going to click OK. Now I'm going to go to Drive E. I'm going to go to Data, Development. Now I'm going to Task 3. We're going to delete the file. So I'm going to right click here. I'm going to click on Delete. We'll go to Recycle Bin. Where's the Recycle Bin now? Is the Recycle Bin on the desktop?
Yes.
So we go there. We empty everything here. So let's go to empty. Is everything empty? Huh?
Yeah.
Make sure it's empty. Okay, let's go back. Now we can confirm that there's no way we can restore our files. Is that not correct? Now we're asked to what? We're asked to recover the deleted file, right? Now what I can do is simple. I'll go to Data Development. Development, right click on Development. Did you still restore previous versions? Can you click on that? Did you see there are two dates here? The same as the dates on the shadow copy. Now remember we created it at 7. Remember we created it at 9:17 a.m. Right? Now what I can do, instead of restoring, I can open it and see what was actually in development at 9:17. Let's click on open. It was new text document. You guys remember that? I can easily right click and copy this. take it. It says 8 minutes ago. Remember, this was a mistake done by somebody deleting the folder. So I can go back. I can say, no, I want to go to 9:25. Let me check what happened there. I can open to reports. If you double click on it, it will open the file. Remember, this file is in your computer system, but is in form of what? A shadow copy. Now I can simply say restore. I can come here. Now, if you remember, if I close this, if I go to my development, there's nothing here. Is that not correct? So I can right click on development, go to properties, and I can go to previous versions, click on development, and I can click on what? Restore. Now it's going to warn me. It says, are you sure you want to restore to the previous version on July 17, 2 minutes ago? It says this will replace any current version on your folder and cannot be undone. So what most companies will do, if you already have an existing folders there, you don't want to use the restore. You want to go to where? Open, get the content that was missing, then you replace it back. Are we together? Yeah, not every scenario you just click restore. You want to be very careful with that. I'm just putting that in your understanding so that you understand what it means, huh? Okay. So, but in this case, everything was taken out. Is that not correct? All the files was taken out. So all I can do is to click on what? Restore. That's it. It's gone. If I open now, do I see my report there? It's back to normal. So you don't need to panic when somebody says I delete a folder. But first, make sure shadow copy is what? Is set up. It's better. What do they call it? What do they call it again?
Safe than sorry.
Yeah, it's better safe than sorry. So set up shadow copy, just in case. Just in case. If you right click again, you go to properties, previous versions, you can still revert it to where? Are you getting me? Are we together? If you go to development, you now see both files are what? Are there. Are we following? Yeah, it's just that it went backwards. Huh? Yeah, not forward. It can't go forward, huh? It can only go backwards. So guys, that is our shadow copies, okay? So take note of that. That's how to configure shadow copies on the server system.